I'm back with another video from True to the Game. What I'll be talking about today are game master styles. This really pretty much applies to any genre. And I'm going to be talking first about a type of game master, the frustrated writer. Now, the frustrated writer basically wants you to show up and bear witness to his or her work of literature. Typically, it's not very good. There's a reason that they haven't even thought about trying to put this together into a book, but they're going to make you sit there. And now, what the frustrated writer really is the quintessential railroader. Their game has to go from A to B to C to D. It's not even taking the letters out of that position. They have to go there. They're going to have often dry speeches written between their characters, their NPCs, and they're going to want you to just listen to these for long periods of time. They're not dynamic NPCs necessarily. They're usually pretty static. I've had the misfortune of playing in not one but two of these sort of Game Masters games in the last 2 years. Of course, I'm gonna bounce on that. I'm not going to stay around for that sort of game. That's have no interest in my mind. If that's the style that anyone likes here, I'd like to know why. I have never actually encountered players that like that style, and for both these game masters, I've talked to quite a few people in the wake of them, and they say, boy, those are games that you could definitely miss and that we would like to miss as well for all times in the future. I definitely think that it's just one of the worst styles. That railroad style, I'm not as big of a critic as some people here are, but a pure, point A, B, C, D, it gets to the point where you really have no autonomy. You have to remember, as a game master, this is a great piece of advice, relax the muscles a little bit and remember that gaming is a collaborative effort. Your players need to be brought in, and what they do has to have an impact and effect on your game world. You can have events transpire that they have no control over, but there have to be events, and lots of them, that your characters can affect on both a micro and a macro level. The more powerful they get, or the more maybe they take a crazy chance and do something, and you got to be able to roll with that as a game master. That's very important. The frustrated writer is going to be very upset with this style. One of the frustrated writers I played with seemed actually kind of upset when we would spend too much time role playing, and I had to stop him and say, I have to role play my character. There's no point in me being here. I think I lasted 3 sessions in that somehow, but if you're not playing a character, what's the point of showing up if you just sit there and roll dice and blankly stare at each other while NPCs are throwing dialogue around? Now, don't get me wrong, NPCs should have lines, a lot of them, a lot of dialogue. They should be engaging and very interesting, and they can talk to each other while the players sit there and watch. But you need a lot more than that for a game, and you need to have the players be able to affect your world and really change it, and it needs to have that visceral connection. Players are really going to respond to that. So if anyone has played with the frustrated writer, I would love to hear the stories. If anyone liked playing with a frustrated writer, I would love to hear stories. If anyone is a frustrated writer, I would love to hear any ideas or defenses of the style. I see virtually no merit in it, other than being utterly unprepared. I would deem it probably the worst style a game master can have. So anyone that has heard of that, please let me know if you've played in a Game Masters game like that, and tell us your stories.